Sonic Roundup, the Sonic Roundup, our Lord and Savior, the Sonic Roundup.
Alright, so it's your boy, and we're back with another episode of the Sonic Roundup. You know, the show where I round up a bunch of different Sonic news topics in one video so that my retention rate is higher than the Forces level. And man, it seems the news just keeps on coming, man. It's been a crazy year, and it seems 2024 is not stopping because the way things are going, it's like, when does it end? Like, the amount of content we're getting right now, it's like that 2000 shit right now. Except now I'm actually covering it, so I'm really more aware of it. Like, when you're a kid, you're not fully aware of everything that's happening. It takes you a while to like process what's coming out. But as an adult, it's like, man, this content is coming out. So we're gonna get to all this right now. But if you subscribe to the channel already, please make sure to subscribe, okay? So we're gonna start with the first topic. Sonic Dream Team is collecting W's. Surprise, surprise. Someone already captured a screenshot of it topping the charts on Apple Arcade, meaning that as of the moment of the screenshot, that was the most popular thing on the store. It's not really a store because you pay monthly subscription and you can download whatever you want, but you know what I mean. Now, I wasn't able to replicate the screenshot because when I went to Apple Arcade, it said that Sonic Dream Team was second. Obviously, it's a real-time thing, so it went down one position, something else is taking a slot. But for a brief period, it was first, okay? On top of that, the Metacritic is in, and it seems the critics have spoken. So Sonic Dream Team has debuted on Metacritic with a score of 78. Now remember, you need at least 4 critic scores to get a score, and they've got, as of this recording, 4 critic scores. With 3 of the scores giving it an 80, and 1 of the scores giving it a 70, which means it beats both Sonic Frontiers and Sonic Superstars, with Sonic Frontiers getting a 71 on PS5, although it did get a 75 on PS4 and PC, but the most reviewed version of the game was the PS5 version, which has 71, and Sonic Superstars, which got a 73 on PS5, which is the main reviewed version, but of course the Xbox version did go up to 76. I have to state this, but even on their highest ports, they're both lower than Sonic Dream Team. Now, in terms of user scores, is actually very different. Sonic Dream Team did get a really good user score of 8.5 based on 45 user ratings, which is pretty high. Frontiers was only able to amass an 8.1, but that is with over 3,000 user ratings, so it's more proven over time, I guess. More users, more people talking about it, so that's still pretty high considering the amount of ratings, especially for a Sonic game, let's be real. And Sonic Superstars has got 570 user ratings and somehow has amassed an 8.8 because I guess it's classic Sonic, so we suck it off apparently. How the fuck you give Sonic Superstars 8.8? Users, do you even know what you were playing? Okay, what the 8.8? Mania is literally at 8.4. Like, let me how is this almost a 9 out of 10? Like, what? Anyway, the point is, when it comes to critic and user scores, out of these 3 games, Frontiers was the lowest, and Dream Team was the highest in terms of critic scores, and Superstars was the highest in terms of user scores. God help our souls. Back to the critic reviews of Dream Team, there was pretty much nothing really negative here in the summaries. Like, IGN gave it an 8 or 80, said superb level design and bite-sized missions make Dream Team one of the most creative and enjoyable 3D platformers I've played in a long time. Touch Arcade said it gets a lot of things right, and anyone with an Apple Arcade subscription will really have a good time running through. Even those who want to subscribe might want to pick up for a month just to play the game. They're saying if you don't even subscribe, show up just to play this. Like, that's a compliment. And App Trigger also gave it an 80 and said, despite a bare-bones story, this is the 3D Sonic game fans have been waiting for a long time. Solid graphics. I mean, you shouldn't really leave the graphics. Great voice acting. You probably shouldn't say that either. Tight assisted gameplay to help from jumping off rails. And really fun boss fights that make this game worth investing your time into. Man, he mentioned all the things that were the worst, like the graphics, the voice acting, and the boss fights. Like, anyway, Digital Trends said, and they gave it a 70, they said the fun, snappy Sonic Dream Team might just hold the blueprints for the Hedgehog's future. So, all in all, it's looking pretty good for Sonic Dream Team. Just for the record, I checked Sonic Dash's Metacritic and that was at 69, so, you know. Wait, hold on a sec, sorry, I just started looking at the phone games on Metacritic to see like what their scores were, and I just realized that Sonic Runners Adventure has a 78 on Metacritic, but the original Sonic Runners, which was superior, has a 51. What the fuck? What? Anyway, the moral of the story is review scores are just scores at the end of the day. You shouldn't really take them too seriously. Obviously, when they align with your opinions, then you act like they're perfectly legitimate and accurate and prestigious, and when they don't align with your opinions, they're bullshit. We're human, right? That's what we do. But while we're still on the topic of Dream Team, we gotta talk about 2024, aka the year of Shadow. Someone has posted this. It says, random but was going through Sonic Dream Team files and Shadow jump scare. And they show a voice clip of Shadow the Hedgehog in the files of Sonic Dream Team.
You can't get away from me!
Now, some people were quick to point out that voice clip was from Sonic Dash 2, and I guess they put it in the files of Dream Team, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to use it, right? I mean, it could just be a leftover. But it's interesting to note that there is a potential for seeing Shadow in Sonic Dream Team, especially when 2024 seems to be the big push for Shadow, even though they went on record saying, we don't really have a story reason for Shadow to be there, that's why he's not there, even though Rouge is somehow helping Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Amy as if she wasn't her own woman throughout the 2000s, stealing jewels and doing whatever the fuck she was doing, and all of a sudden she's just kind of switched from the Team Dark side and just now is doing her own thing. Like, people just make all sorts of excuses when it comes to lore and canon. Like, Rouge being there doesn't make sense. Like, in Heroes, all she wanted was fucking treasure. SA2, all she wanted was treasure. Now she's just here saving the day with everyone, Sonic Prime, saving that. You know what I mean, okay? If they want to put Shadow in the game, they can put Shadow in the game. No one gives a fuck about this canon lore bullshit. The lore don't make sense anyway. Stop pretending it does. But as to whether this is just a leftover file or it's something that's going to come in an update, I guess we'll have to wait until 2024 to see. And speaking of things that are coming in 2024, Tails Channel has just posted this one. New. A mobile port of Sonic Mania Plus is scheduled to arrive to Netflix's game subscription service in 2024, the streamer announced today. It's exclusive to Netflix games and on mobile for the first time. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sonic Mania was already decompiled, so you technically can play it on mobile, just technically not legally, I guess, if you put it that way. But this will be the first time that Sonic Mania is playable natively on a phone through legal means, right? And you're probably thinking, Netflix games? How the fuck does that work? It's very weird. It's like you download the app from like the Play Store or whatever, and it plays like a regular app, but for it to be able to be downloaded and work, you have to have a Netflix subscription. It's weird. So it sits there like a separate app. Like they made like a Sonic Prime Dash, which is basically Sonic Dash, but with Prime characters, and it was like a Netflix thing. And Netflix games are not supposed to have microtransactions, kind of like Apple Arcade, basically. You're probably wondering how I feel about this, given that it's another service that you have to pay for and subscribe to just to use. I already have Netflix, so in terms of financial, it doesn't really concern me. But am I gonna play Sonic Mania on my mobile device? No. Now, had you asked me this like 5 years ago, I would have been like, hell yeah, Mania on the phone. Like, yeah, but times have changed now. I've got my Steam Deck OLED. My Steam games carry over to that. It's got physical buttons, so I don't have to use a backbone on my phone like to play it. I can just play on my Steam Deck. Oh, Mania looks so good on the Steam Deck OLED, for the record. I still need to post my Steam Deck OLED video. I recorded a video playing Sonic games on my Steam Deck OLED and Lenovo Legion Go. It looks great. But yeah, if you just got a phone and like a backbone, or you want to use touch controls and you got Netflix, I mean, why not use this, right? But don't get Netflix just to play this, right? Because again, if you sail the high seas, you can get access to Mania on the phone anyway. I mean, quite frankly, you can probably emulate Switch games on the phone at this point. Like, let me say something that'll piss people off, because why not, right? It's Prem. 2024 is gonna be the year of Shadow. Why not put Shadow in Mania? I'm just saying, put Shadow in Mania. People will be mad. I don't give a fuck about the lore, okay? For me, I stopped giving a fuck about the lore. The moment Roger took over, I stopped caring about the lore. I was like done. I was like, I can't even listen to the characters the same anymore. Why should I care about the lore? I don't want to hear the comments about he's improved and this. I don't care, okay? Leave me alone. It's my opinion, okay? It's never gonna be my Sonic. Okay, it's as simple as that. But his Ezio was goated though. It's not just Sonic. A lot of the characters in general, their voices have just not been here for me. Okay, like they hit a certain high with 4Kids that they'll just never hit again. Like you go back and look at the cutscenes for Sonic Rivals 2, it was a whole different, like, oh my god, every character was hitting in Rivals 2. In fact, they need to re-release the Rivals game. Seriously, I want to play that shit on the go on my OLED. Re-release the Rivals games, add online, and we'll be playing that for hours. Like racing people online will be fun, because Rivals is a basic as fuck game, but with online playing against real people, that shit will be lit. So what's the moral of the story today? Okay, for those of you who are younger, who don't remember how much content we were getting in the 2000s and thought the droughts of the 2010s was normal content and thought I was overreacting when we were seeing these droughts, maybe it's time for you to trust Uncle Prem a little bit more, okay? I know what I was talking about, and now they're doing the things that I said they should be doing, and you guys are seeing how good it is that we're actually getting frequent and regular content. No, not every piece of content is going to be S tier, but it wasn't even when there were droughts, so we're still benefiting, right? But anyway, that about brings us to the end of this episode of the Sonic Roundup. Are you looking forward to Sonic Mania coming to mobile devices officially? Do you want to see Shadow with Sonic Dream Team? And how do you feel about Sonic Dream Team beating Frontiers in terms of scores? And how do you feel that Sonic Superstars has got almost a 9 on user scores and is beating Frontiers and Dream Team? Why? And of course, a big shout out to all my channel members. If you want to become a channel member, you can click the join button next to the subscribe button. But that's all I have to say right now. So, the Remy out.